Chapter 55, The Titanran Planet. The Titanran planet, Chronocope, is a fascinating one. Like any herd of any animal, they like to climb, chill in water, have fun with their young, practice fighting, whether via fists or chronokinesis, feed on various vegetation and most unique of all, working on their cloning of extinct races. The last part, which has now fast-tracked well thanks to using Livinga as a source, not just the speed of the process but even able to bring back more races from extinction. Their world is also beautiful, possessing many forms of vegetation. There are mainly many large trees and even some rocks and water here and there, but it is mainly green, and from the trees, the sunlight can be minimal, but the planet is still warm. And there is lime green glowing now and again thanks to Livinga being tied to the planet. Just like races possessing certain traits to the elements or having more connection to the elements than others, even worlds have more connections to the elements than others too. Thanks to both the Legion and Dian, there have been no attacks towards the planet despite possessing an element, but they will always be prepared, with some Titanrans still on edge more than others. Back on the Awesome Atone, and the Titanran planet is not far. The Awesome Atone lands on the planet, and this does cause some alarming behavior because the Titanrans have never seen a ship coming to the planet for ages. The Legion does exit the vehicle, and Carpo recognizes the Legion enough to calm down the Titanrans around the vehicle. Seeing the Legion's condition, Carpo offers them food, and healing them is no problem. Using their healing beds to heal the Legion is simply done by lying down as the vines around them expose a certain side of the life force. The Legion can also eat at the same time. Given a wide variety of fruits which have never existed on Earth, not to mention getting cleaned around the Titanran's baths too, they have vegetation which works like soap. Some of the dirt from prior battles has been close to their minor injuries, making this cleaning a wise move. Eve Zami and his evolving suit are also fresher after going through a sore twice. Thanks to the Titanran's innovation with Livinga, the Titanrans have managed to breach one of Livinga's secrets, the ability of quick healing. Which is something you don't normally have the ability unless you have all the elements where you have all the capabilities. The Titanrans have created healing beds where you relax on them and let the energy heal you, and so far, no other device like this exists throughout the universe. This is also an innovation that is worth pitching to other planets once Xionthor is out of the way. Even Xionthor would feel threatened by this. Not to mention these healing beds are still under trial, making sure they fully work before making them public. Regardless, the Legion is healed. And the Legion is then fed some food, mainly special fruit. This special fruit is what is often sent to Nahashtu. Finally, Titanran planet still has some blocks lying around from Torrid's attacks like many other planets. Some races try to materialize from the blocks, from Torrid's attacks, despite the complex material but ultimately fail. Others like Titanrans throw it out of space to make room. As the Legion are eating, Carpo asks while they are welcome to the Titanran planet, why come to them? The Legion then explains that Earth is nearly forbidding the Legion and they are hoping to sort out the next big threat in the galaxy, even asking the Titanrans for help. While this request goes ahead, Dian is having a moment to himself, scanning around the universe. Feeling bad about how much he has missed out. Letting billions down, no recovery after Torrid's attacks, and he even takes the chance to look down on Earth, seeing all the destruction he caused, adding to his conscience even if his all machine. Even while Dian walks a few steps away from the Legion, even Vondur, who wonders about the whole situation while getting defensive, decides to belittle Dian. After all, the Titanrans have been helped by Dian a couple of times, and nearly everyone knows he is a single-being army who often helps. But as the Titanrans had another visit to Nashatu where no beings have seen Dian in days, Vondur shares his disappointment, throwing words at him before Dian can explain the situation. Mike supports Dian by calming down Vondur, and Vondur decides to back off, exiting the cave. Fed up of the Legion already. Carpo, however, cannot help. The Titanrans are already at high risk of being targeted by Xionthor, so they cannot get involved when they are also innovating Livinga for the future, such as the healing mechanism. The Legion does somewhat understand this. Except Zami though, he is tired of how much the team has shrunk. Before the Legion leaves the planet, they are reminded about the Titanran's goal to revive or repopulate many. There are so many races which should have their shine in the spotlight again, such as Aroax. A race which are instantly wise from birth and who can protect one of the elements. Nicole does ask one more favor. Thanks to keeping the sample of Arvin, Nicole offers it to the Titanrans and they wish to bring back Arvin's race. Carpo will promise to bring back Arvin's race despite many other races being prioritized. The Legion has provided this gift, and then they all start to make their way, except one. Zami keeps himself in the cove of the many extinct races, looking around in wonder. Nicole, Mike and Diane get carried away as they make their way, not noticing Zami until it's too late. Zami then manages to see Livinga once more, which is mainly sourcing all of the reviving races and more, seeing Livinga within another cove within an already big cove. Zami has an idea to play with his power again by possibly fast-tracking the whole work so that all the races come back, but Vonjur sees this and gets very annoyed to the point of throwing Zami out of the cove's exit. Zami thought if the likes of Aroax would instantly be ready for action, then other races could be too, making the Legion bigger. Zami also saw this as a chance to get an audience again, to be appreciated and listened to again, making himself more useful and powerful by resurrecting races. Finally, Zami has missed Arvin, Pod, Opusnost, and even Hailwolf at a point where he needs the attention to be replenished. The rest of the Legion eventually spots this, never noticing Zami was absent from the awesome Atone. And so they rush to Zami, stopping Vonjur from hurting Zami as Diane physically gets Vonjur away from Zami. There was a small brawl after Zami was thrown out of the cove, such as Vonjur using little vegetation to tie up Zami, followed by beating up Zami. Zami's shape-shifting suit enables Zami to make repairs as he is getting whacked, avoiding bodily harm. Zami then summons lightning from above, hitting Vonjur, followed by Zami forming a bigger blunt arm weapon to knock Vonjur back. This is where Diane stops the fight. The fight starts to calm down, and Zami is given a good telling off from Nicole, telling him he cannot use a power of this magnitude. The Titanrans are at least wise with Livinga. Zami tries to justify his actions, which makes the others feel sorry for him a bit. But doing actions like these would have the opposite effect. Zami imagines what it could have resulted in, to bring all those races back to extinction, making Zami feel bad. However, Diane, Mike and Carpo provide him with some care. Whilst Nicole and Vonjur remain cynical of him, Zami is still cared for. As the argument ends on a bitter note, Morphil ships start to come and are about to get rid of the Titanrans. The Titanrans prepare themselves, and the Legion is to help too. If anything, they have their tasks. Carpo gets the Titanrans to unleash a collection of vegetation to keep the Morphils in one spot, and the Legion is to fight whoever breaches beyond the battleground, guarding the cove full of innovations and even the children of the Titanrans. Carpo is happy with what the Legion is aiming to do. Vonjur is too, mainly because the Legion is out of the way, but Carpo sees this as help. The Titanrans and Morphils are balanced enough, but when the Legion fights them, they do struggle except for Diane due to his powerful weaponry and strength. There are also small instances of the Legion helping the Titanrans, which not only gets Vonjur to respect the Legion more but is a chance for the Titanrans to see how good the Legion is. This is also where Zami starts to control his power more and show off less with it, and Nicole does rely on Mike less too, realizing she has more power than she realizes. Plus, Zami sees how wise the Titanrans use their immense power of chronokinesis, using thick and large vines for platforms, aiding certain fights as well as defense. The Titanrans also attack the Morphils in various ways, such as hitting the Morphils hard in the face, making them fly back, as well as being able to throw Morphils away alongside ground pounds, which makes Morphils lose their balance. The Morphils also have their tricks like their great martial arts, which help them counter any incoming attacks from the Titanrans like punches or tail swings, and they are also quicker than Titanrans, able to dodge bigger attacks more easily. A sonic punches from a Morphil is one thing, which certainly bruises a Titanran and makes them go flying, but two Morphils punching a sonic lunch together creates a sound wave that knocks most Titanrans off their feet. Even these Titanran vines do other methods too, such as swinging Morphils away, pulling both arms to make a Morphil more static, as well as vines tangling or squeezing a Morphil. Regarding the Legion, they do many tricks, mainly firing at the Morphils breaching the battle, as some want to find out more about the Titanrans. Some Morphils think the Titanrans are hiding something whilst others are trying to find the young ones, but the Legion lets none of this happen. As the Legion fights these Morphils, Not only do they see that these Morphils are different with their grey look, weapons and sonic punches, but the Legion is also in disbelief that they are somewhat fighting many pods. Speaking of the Morphils' weapon, even they have been useful for hitting the Titan Rans hard, to destroy any vines, and the hooking features aid their defense. And even pulling hard on a rock whilst hooking gives them a speed boost. Zami, with a more controlled mindset, still fires at waves of Morphils using lightning which bounces from one foe to the next. He also forms 1 or 2 turrets closer to the battle which also aim for the Morphils and fire lightning at them. The likes of Nicole are not only impressed with Zami forming a turret, but they are glad that Zami is behaving. When some Morphils get too close, Zami and Diane mainly sort them out. Diane can hit Morphils away into the crowd of them, and Zami can stun them as he hits them. When Diane is fighting up close, he is firing lasers along with Nicole and Mike. Mike has his drone too, which fires at the Morphil crowd. Like a sentry gun, it can fire on its own and does it well. As the Morphils struggle to reach for the drone, Nicole adds to the firing by firing a grenade launcher or a concussion now and again when certain Titan Rans are getting too close to danger. From the success of the fight, with no Titan Ran deaths, the Morphils leave. And the loss of numbers is too great, and so back on their Morphil crafts, Orca flyers, but at least Mechajaw always spawns more Morphils thanks to machinery which comes from his creator, well, the creator of Pod and the Morphils too. The Legion and the Titan Rans at this point are in space, traveling within a large Titan Ran craft which is normally used to get there and back to Nahashtu, but now it will be used for a more serious mission. As they make their way, Diane, who always has spare collaptors on him when the Legion reaches their golden age, then provides the Titan Rans with these collaptors, which are ghosted too from Retron. Well, some of the Titan Rans with Carpo and Vondior certainly need them as the leads of the race, and they will help lead everyone to their next destination via the Titan Ran cruiser. The ship itself is massive and green with massive engines to reach light speed, multiple windows to see the journey ahead as well as what is at either side of those inside the craft. Some of the metal has got rusty, but there is some growing vegetation within the ship to help the Titan Rans just in case. No vegetation on the outside as they can freeze in space, and it can also help with various aspects like providing food or fueling the healing beds. As they make their way, Zami wonders how he could make the Titan Ran ship better, make it more powerful or armored, but that is where Mike, Nicole and Diane somewhat have a go at Zami. Zami shouldn't show off. Power is a tool for various situations, not a collection of toys. But afterwards, they do apologize to Zami. They understand that Zami can get ahead of himself sometimes, but helping against the Morphils does show otherwise. Even Zami apologizes not only for attempting to speed up the Livinga process but for stating that he shouldn't comment about making things better. He can do it on his own, but if some other thing is slightly inferior then it's not his concern. After reaching similar wavelengths, Mike talks about how Retron used to be level-headed until pride made him lose his way, eager to top his power above everyone else's, and in the end, he had no one on his side and no power left in him. Zami is given a massive shock by reality, making him consider the use of his powers even more, and it even makes him dislike Retron more. Not to mention while Zami was asked to fix some parts of the ship such as dents around the engine. Zami did offer to make another ship entirely, but everyone wanted to stick to only one ship. Zami could always generate another ship via the walls of the Titan Ran ship if another dogfight was to happen.